Hey everybody, welcome to the live stream. We're glad to be back tonight. I've missed some time with you because of work and other conflicts, and I am glad to be here. We're going to share some information with you about how to save some money and talk about some new features in YouTube. Hope you stick around. If you are watching this on replay, fast forward about 10 minutes and we'll meet there. Otherwise, enjoy the countdown. I am super excited that we're here to make Monday nights great.
Just buying that software isn't what makes the difference. You've got to learn to use that tool, just like you've got to learn to use your high-end Powermatic woodworking tools or Festool for Sedge out there.
So I think you got to kind of leverage all of it.
And I just realized this is a new camera. I didn't take off the protective plastic over it, so I don't know if that was blurry or not for you. Oops.
Oh, hey, look at that.
In your little intro, which was very well put together, as I was sitting backstage and you had all these little clips from your previous guests, there was lots of good information in there. But somebody mentioned, just finding that thing that you love and do the thing you love. Don't make things that you don't like making.
In terms of growing a business, especially a business where you make things, is make the things you want to sell. I want to say Brad Rodriguez said this many times a while back, where it's like, if you don't want to sell cutting boards, stop making cutting boards. If you want to sell tables, make some tables and sell them at a loss if you have to, just to get some tables out there you sold. You attract clients that you can show you've actually made a thing. If you're trying to sell couches, don't keep making coasters telling people you can make couches. Make some couches.
A lot of times, usually when people start out on YouTube or when they're building a YouTube channel, they'll feel like their energies, if it's a scale of 1 to 10, they'll feel like they're at like an 8 or a 9, and they'll be like, woohoo! But then when they actually watch themselves on camera, it's actually more like a 2 or 3.
We do take sponsors, especially as a lot of the smaller channels. And there's two ways that they talk about sponsorship. Sponsorship is someone paying you to do something, and the other one is getting free tools and stuff.
Launch day is my favorite day. That is my favorite day of the week. I just absolutely love launching videos and getting the feedback. So yeah, that's most videos take 4 to 5 full days to make, and I would like to streamline that. I would like to put out more videos in a week.
It's really kind of sad because I didn't get involved even when he was doing the noodle boards. He pretty much did all that. I did everything in the house so that he could stay in the shop a lot.
I am a little conflicted, I think. It initially started off with just sharing like my sewing machines and sewing tips and stuff like that. And then it kind of morphed into sharing the Mastering Mayhem merch items that I was making. And then along the way, I kind of shared some DeWalt tool and obsessions that I've had.
Hats off to Ira. I mean, I can't imagine doing it with small kids. That's a lot of work.
Well, this is a little chaotic, so.
My part really didn't start until Live Edge started. When we started Live Edge, I don't know, I felt different about everything. It felt real to me. I think everything started feeling real to him, after the first few months because he was in the shop. It didn't really feel real to me until Live Edge started. And now I see this as my future too. I don't think I'll be a teacher much longer.
Because I wasn't quite niched enough, but I think because my channel name is I Don't Even Work Here, I think I'm just going to roll with.
I'm going to put out some shorts for stage.
One thing I'm good at probably more than anything else is business and understanding the way businesses work and how to run a business. And I always come at from very much the Moneyball approach. I don't want to hit home runs. I just want to get on base and get on base and get on base.
And I think it's easy for people to look at my story, for example, or anybody like in a similar story and think that was an easy decision. And I can't state how much that was a very hard decision for both my wife and I.
I like the premise of doing a tool review, comparing two tools, and especially if they are popular tools.
You can make the life you want to, you can make the business you want to, whatever it is you want to make.
It wasn't like YouTube's good and this and that. Like I was still pretty new to YouTube and didn't know that was sustainable long term, and so it was a gamble. And I'd worked for a long time to get in the position I was at, and it was a very, very hard decision to basically give that up for, potentially the rest of my life.
I never even considered the second channel. I just think all of my content needs to go where I am.
It's a lot of risk and fear, but moving through those deliberately.
So there's a system to it, and you follow that system.
So what have you learned and done to try to change? And so that's the thing I always do is it's a continuous process of evolution.
Scheduling and trying to edit and get a video out, like it's really hard to follow exactly. If you do that and do it consistently, it'll generate views.
Interesting, a lot of times you might see channels or businesses that are frustrated because they're not growing, and you look and you realize that for years or dozens of iterations, you look at the most recent and you go back a few years or a few dozen iterations and there's zero change.
I'd like to see channels evolve into more of like a channel, like we're traditional like TV channel, where you have a channel, but there's different shows within that channel. And you could have the segment for your shorts or your live streams and your longs, all these different things, and people can kind of just pick and choose what they want to watch.
And my goal isn't to get the most views on YouTube. My goal is to provide confidence, inspiration, and knowledge through entertaining and engaging content. So
what's the next step? What is the next thing? What's going to get you to that next place?
You got to get them to click. You got to get them to watch. I'm terrible at thumbnails. I hate doing them. I would stress so bad over doing them. I've actually hired somebody else to do them now. That's why they look different. I'm not doing them anymore. I took that out of my hands, and I'm stress-free on that part.
Another thing is also onboarding people that are better than me at something. So I have an editor I've been working with for about 2 years now.
One day it just kind of hit me that, okay, I watch a lot of these videos and I obviously find value in them. Why can I not be the person on the other side of the camera, right? Providing the content and the information.
With me being a business-minded individual and trying to make sure that I'm providing for my family, but also always growing.
Our audience smells authenticity, and whether or not you're enjoying what you do very easy.
I'll always be that individual that loves YouTube, that always wants to do extremely detailed videos on how to build.
I feel like the biggest challenge is probably getting yelled at to put on protective.
I'm still focused on my woodworking. I'm focused on trying to get better. I just want to try new things and break barriers and just be the best woodworker I can be, and then document that. I just don't really have the time or desire to really become a student of YouTube. So I'm always playing catch up. I'm always just doing the best I can to get the most out of what we're doing, but I am no student of YouTube, that's for sure.
A good plan of attack is to create a channel on YouTube or an account on YouTube that you don't have any ties to. You've never watched anything on there, and just start watching content you're interested in on that channel. Don't watch the news, or don't click off and start watching, the latest episode or whatever. Just use that account strictly for that, and that'll kind of start jumping up what's being surfaced to people. And then from there, you can kind of...
as far as equipment goes, and I say this adamantly all the time, there is nothing I've ever made that I couldn't make by hand. And I have a skill set that I've developed that I could make it by hand. Does having a CNC make it faster? You bet it does.
The big change that I've seen is that people have gotten even shorter attention spans than normal. So if you are going to start a YouTube channel and you're going to start recording yourself working, keep the pace really, really fast. People get bored super quick, and when they get bored, they either start tapping those arrow keys to speed through the video, or else they'll just drag the slider across the screen so that they can speed through and skip to the end and see what you've built. But if you want to engage them throughout the whole video, you've got to keep the pace really, really fast.
Basically structure your channel so that you generate more views. They watch one video, they're going to watch the next, the next, the next. If you look, and you can tell the difference I can see it in my analytics. I can see it in the way my channel's structured.
The first thing that I would recommend to anybody, and this of course applies to any niche that you're looking to start a channel for, is before you even take the first steps in terms of researching and all that, which we'll talk about in a second, I would have a really honest conversation with yourself about what you're looking to get out of the channel and what your expectations are.
As a rule of thumb, post-production takes 6 times recorded footage length. not shoot time, but recorded footage length. So if you record a 5-minute clip, it's going to take you a minimum of 30 minutes to edit that 5-minute clip, even if you only edit down into 30 seconds, because you have to watch it, then you make some notes, and then you watch it again, you make some cuts, and you watch it again, and then when it fits into the timeline, by rule, you're going to see that same clip roughly 6 times.
T-minus 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 3, 2, 1, 0, and liftoff.
Hey, and we're back. Welcome to Monday night. We're having fun. I appreciate you being here. You are what this is all about. I've had an extremely busy work schedule, working 7 days a week, most days 14 hours. So I missed some Mondays, and I finally got to take a little vacation last week. So I come back, I'm refreshed. I made this happen so we can share tonight. You realize it's been almost a year since we started the live stream. So we're having fun now. As a matter of fact, next week we're going to have our 1-year celebration by having Matt and Amy Outlaw on the live stream with us. And I say we and us. I know I'm the one on this side of the camera right now, but we're all in this together, and I appreciate you. Well, let's make Monday great. If you are celebrating a milestone in your life, or on YouTube, or in your woodworking, please put an M at the beginning of your chat comment so it helps me find it. Share it with others. I posted something, Jared over at the Dad Cave's about to celebrate 1,000 subscribers. So I hope you saw that, and we'll go over and give him some support. Let's get him over that 1,000 subscriber mark. Jared's been doing a lot of work over there. I appreciate it. Hey, Simon, how are you? I see Chris from 4321, Hugh from McMath Woodworks. I saw we had a first timer here, the Fine Art of Distraction. Think we're going to have some fun. I got a couple of things to share with you. Remember, the chat is where it's at. Chat it up with each other, and chat with us, with me, and we will. It always improves things. The more you put into the live stream, the more you'll usually get out of it. And if you have a question, please put a Q at the beginning of your chat comment. Helps me identify it. I'm all by myself right now, so I don't know if I'll be able to answer all your questions, but we'll do our best. And I hope everyone is having a great week so far. Make it a great week. Go into it with a good attitude. Mondays are great. It makes Tuesdays better. I again appreciate you being here. There's a lot going on. A lot of things coming up in the near future that I want to talk about. A few of them. First of all, like I said, Matt and Amy from the Outlaws from 731 will be here next week on the live stream. I'm excited about that. Looking forward to that. Later in the month of December, we're going to have multiple guests on at one time because they were in a collaboration where they're making Christmas ornaments, each one on their different channel. So trying to get Mike from 716 Woodcraft to come on with that group. We've got Friday workshop, custom creative design, custom creative customs. I always say that wrong, but Chris, I hope you'll be here for that one. And they had a whole group of them, and so be looking for their videos to come out because they're going to show you how to make different ornaments. It's going to be positive. Hey, Alien Leader, Hillbilly Chic, always glad to have you here. So we're going to have them on as guests one night, and I'm working with some others, inviting them to come on as guests. We're going to try to continue to have good guests. All right. My main channel, Married Man Woodworking, just went over 2,000 subscribers. I'm trying to figure out what to make so we can do a giveaway. Let's have a 2,000 subscriber giveaway. So I'll make something and give it away. The Dad Cave's on right now. I owe him a set of the mallet Christmas tree ornaments that I made last year. I may make some more of those and share some of those. I've mailed one to him, but apparently someone stole it off his front porch or, liberated it from the mailbox. Anyway, it didn't make it to him. So this time we got to make sure that when I send it to him, he actually gets it. Jared, I got you covered. We'll get it to you so you can put it on the tree. Alien Leaders in his workshop working right now. 4321 says, have you monetized Married Man Woodworking yet, or is it still holding out? I need to do that. And it's I meant to do it a few months ago, and I've just been so busy and putting it off. I've been, do I set up an LLC? I don't know why I'm procrastinating. The money's there to be collected. It's there. YouTube is getting my money right now. So Chris, you're right. I need to put an end to that. I need to get monetized. That's going to be one of my goals. Before Christmas, I will be monetized, and I'll be getting those checks coming in. So I'll be looking for that. Looking forward to some of the other projects that I have in mind that I want to film and put it on the channel. One of which I can't mention because it's going to be a gift for someone that's maybe watching tonight. So I don't want to mention that one. I want to make some more wooden American flags in a different way than I made before. Make a video about it. I've got a couple of new tools that I want to put on there as I unbox them and try them out for the first time. I broke down and got myself a scroll saw, and I have my upside down jigsaw jig that I made, and it's served me well over the past few years. But I've been wanting a jigsaw for that more intricate work where I got to get my fingers a little bit closer. And with the jigsaw, I'm a little bit hesitant to get them any closer than they are. So I went ahead and got one of those, and I was going to do an unboxing. But there's a tool, and this is one of the things I want to talk about tonight, is how to save money. There's a tool I've been wanting that I haven't been willing to pay what they've been asking. And you may know about this, but I was unaware that I could find such a thing. And so let me share with you. If I do a share screen and I select the correct tab, so I'm sure many of you are familiar, and hopefully you can see this. You're familiar with these rigid oscillating belt and spindle sanders. And I think this is something that will help me take my sanding to the next level, if there is such a thing, and ease some of the pains I have of trying to keep everything square as I'm sanding, especially along edges of boards with my handheld sander. So I've been wanting one of these, but if you look at the price, I mean, that's $330, and I haven't been willing to put that kind of money into this thing, and been trying to find a way. Should I look for one that's used? Should I look for, just wait for a sale? Even the sales, these don't go down much in price, and whenever I've caught it on sale, they've been sold out. So I happened to be going down to Florida on a little vacation last week, and we stopped at an outlet store, And that outlet store has, and you may have heard of them, has Direct Tools. It's an outlet store where they sell refurbished and blemished tools. And whenever I saw that, I thought, okay, it's probably junk. It's probably not worth the money. Why would they be selling it at a discount? Something's probably wrong with it. I went into the store, got to looking at the boxes, and on the blemished items, they were telling me, and I'm a trusting guy, they were telling me that it's because the color of the plastic may be off or the packaging got messed up and Home Depot wouldn't accept it to sell it. But they said even on some products, the color of the packaging doesn't match what they do in their marketing, so the store would reject it. So anyway, I bought one of these, and like I say, Home Depot's got this, for sale right now, $330. And I went to this place called Direct Tools and found one. It wasn't refurbished; it was blemished product. The box seemed to be a little bit messed up. He said it's probably the color of the plastic or the color of the packaging. But I got it for $130. So $200 off for a tool I've been really wanting. I was kind of psyched. I was willing to take that gamble to see it. Well, one of my upcoming videos, I'm going to unbox that thing and see if it was worth the $130 or if I'm going to open it and discover that there's a problem. Another thing that sold me on it is that you still get the full warranty. So you can still submit and you can get the full lifetime warranty on the rigid products, or if there's a warranty on the Ryobi products, you can get that as well. So I'm kind of excited about that. I want to show you what we're looking at here. So I've picked. Helps me if I share, doesn't it? Good stuff. Good stuff. Hope you're enjoying this and putting comments in there. If you've ever bought anything that was refurbished or blemished, and if you've had any good experiences with it, I'm going to find out with this experience and share it. I got to get the box open and get that thing registered with Rigid. So here we go. All right, so I picked 5 tools that they had on Direct Tools outlet online right now. I know they're running a sale, but online, an additional savings. And I put those 5 tools in their shopping cart, and I put the 5 tools in the Home Depot shopping cart, and we're going to do a comparison. Home Depot, that price came out for the 5 tools at $980. And that included an estimated scheduled delivery of $35 for one of these, and I'm not even sure which one. But a cordless circular saw, $69. Ryobi bandsaw, $219. The Ryobi cordless random orbit sander, $59, tool only. The rigid thickness planer, right at $500. And the Ryobi two-tool combo kit with your drill and driver combo with the batteries. And those 5 tools at Home Depot would cost you $980 today if you were to order them. Now, and keep in mind that the price of that thickness planer. So if we go over there, if we go over to the other site. Sorry, guys. I'm trying to get there. Same 5 tools come to $464, $465. And that's today. They got a good sale on. But gives you a good example. These are all factory blemished products and shows how you could build up your shop with a lot less money if it turns out these blemished products are okay. And all indications are, from what I've looked up online and so forth, that they are. That most people's experience are pretty good with them. And I'll let you know in my video how that goes. But just that thickness planer alone, which over at the Home Depot site was $499. You could get one that's factory blemished for $240. To me, that is significant savings. And then that bandsaw, and I looked at this bandsaw in the store. This is not a heavy duty bandsaw, but if you needed a little bandsaw, getting it for less than $100, if it served your purposes, that's pretty good. And then the tool combo, $54. The circular saw, $36. And the random orbit sander, $24. Now, whenever I was in the store, they had that oscillating belt and spindle sander. I didn't see it online, and I got the last one that they had in that store. And from what I understand, they have over 30 stores in the United States. But one of the great things about it is whether you add one thing to your shopping cart or many things to your shopping cart online, it's flat rate shipping, $14.99. So I kept adding these items as a test, and the shipping stayed the same. $15, you can order as many of the products as you can. And they have other products, not just tools, but they have tool accessories. So while you're getting things, if you needed a set of drill bits or something else like that, you could order them here too. And they have that kind of stuff in the store. It's a pretty good amount of stuff in the store. And they sell, people were buying up the Hoover vacuums that they had, which I don't remember which one it was, but I looked it up at Home Depot and it was, I forget, 140. And I think they were selling them for like $48 for a vacuum. So they have that kind of stuff as well. They told me they were owned by the same company that owns Ryobi. So most of the stuff they have in there is Ryobi, but they have some rigid and occasionally some other products, Milwaukee and so forth, in the stores. So I am in no way affiliated with Direct Tools. No links you'll find are associated to me. I don't get a dime if you were to buy from these folks. I'm just telling you my experience. I thought it was interesting. I'd never been exposed to it before. Let's see what here's a question right there. Dad K said, do they ship? Yeah, like I just said, they'll ship within the United States for $14.99. I don't know what they may do international, but $14.99 flat rate, no matter how many items that you order. It's hey, David Corliss, glad that you're here. Ron's Wood Shack, glad to see you. So I'll have a video coming out about that purchase and talk about my experience buying a blemished belt and spindle sander, rigid, and see as I open it, is all the packaging there? Is the instructions there? Is all the accessories there? Is everything in okay shape? See if I can figure out what the blemish was. Was it, package damage? The guy in the store said a lot of times what they get is color differences, and he showed me some examples where Ryobi uses that snot green, that funny looking green color that everybody loves, right? And so he was showing me how some of the plastic will be a different green, and Home Depot will, reject it, and it gets sent to their store, and they sell it there. and they're owned by the same people that owns Ryobi, so it makes sense. They also do refurbished items, where items get sent back, they take them back to the factory, refurbish them, and sell them at an even lower price most of the time. And he says many are happy with that. Let's see, we got David and Chris and Suman. Yeah, thanks for being here. Justin's Woodworks, glad to have you here tonight. So I thought that was great. I was just looking to see if there were any other questions. So check that out, and let me know your experiences. Woodcraft by Simon says, I've had zero regrets with Blemish Veritas products. Okay. Okay. David Corliss points out the rigid LSA is only available on the Blemish tools from Direct Tools outlet. So that's a good point. If it's blemished, you still get the full warranty. I may have misspoke. Thanks for correcting that, David. And David says, I've got a blemished for 168 last year from Direct Tool outlet. Yeah, Chris from 4321 says it's all TTI tool brands that are factory blemished or refurbished. You can save a bunch. Keep in mind, LSA only applies to blemish, not refurbished. Thank you, Chris. Good point. Chris says, I have that one. Don't buy the new next version that Delta makes for rigid. Get that older style one. Watch Direct Tools. They put them out there every so often, sub $200. Got mine for 170 refurbished. All right. Got a question from 4321. Says, I start doing my tool reviews after 6 months use. Some I do record unboxing and put it on there. You do this or just unbox and give first impression? So this is a great question. So one of the things I've been thinking about is my best performing video was the unboxing and assembly of the rigid mobile miter saw stand, and that assembly video has been the one that really has kept my channel going while I haven't had time to put out videos. And I'm thinking I should do a follow-up video, show how it's held up since I purchased it a couple of years ago, right? I think that it's nice to see unboxing and assembly and first use videos, but I think it's also very beneficial for these products that would hang around, that you do a review a year or 2 years later. I had originally planned on doing that with my table saw, but then they changed the model. But yeah, on some of the other tools, it'd be great. I think it's a great idea. Do a 6-month review, 1 year, 2 year. Show people your thoughts after you've really got to use it. Sometimes whenever we're opening something, we've invested our money in it, we want it to do well, and we want it to shine on the video. Human nature, you drive off the lot with that new car, you want people to like that car, so you tell them all the positive features. 6 months or a year down the line, if somebody gets in the car with you, you're more likely to point out, yeah, the glove box pops open if I hit the railroad tracks too fast, and my muffler scrapes every time I run over a bump, and the headlights go out every time I drive across the curb and just drive right into Walmart, whatever the case may be. But yeah, that's a good idea, Chris. Let's see what else we have here. All right. Let's just, this is going to be a short one tonight, but I do have something else I want to share with you. So, um, well, I'll get to that in a minute. But while I was down in Florida, my daughter wanted to go to not outlets, but like a mall area, and drove up in there, and there's a Rockler store. And I was all psyched because I've never actually been in a Rockler store, but man, you go in there, it is like Candyland to a woodworker. They've got all the gadgets and gizmos, and they've got the wood. The wood was 25% off, and you know, it was almost overwhelming, the tools that you could go in and really see in person and determine for yourself. Unfortunately, I got there 5 minutes before they closed, so I didn't get time, and then I didn't get to go back by there another day. But I know where they're at now. Next time I'm in Jacksonville, guess where I'm headed? I'm gonna head over there, check out all that stuff. I did get to talk to one of the employees for a little while, and it was great talking with him. He's retired, and this is his side hustle now. This is his job. But one of the reasons he does it is not just the employee discount, but some of the tools that he gets to use if he brings his projects into their shop at the store. He can use some of their tools there without having to buy them. For instance, if you've seen one of those smart routers that is like a CNC machine that moves itself around by looking at the dots on the table, if you've seen one of those demonstrated online, those are so neat. Well, he brings his own projects in and can use that now. I thought that was really neat. And he was showing me some of the things that you could do with that. That is a nice tool. It seems like a huge investment, but it seems if you needed the mobility and you had the money, that seemed like a great way to do it. You could, if you did inlays in floors or something like that, you could really set yourself apart as a craftsman by having a new age tool like that. I don't know what your thoughts are on those. It just looks like a handheld router, but it's got the smart screen on it, and it does all the fancy stuff. It's really neat. Appalachian Heritage Woodshop. Hello from West Virginia. So David's asking how close is the direct tool outlet. I don't know how close it is to everyone else. I think the nearest one to me would be on the coast at Myrtle Beach, South Carolina. The one that I went to is in Georgia. So it's about 3 hours away from me going that direction. So I probably have one. It's 2 hours to the Myrtle Beach, 2.5 hours to Myrtle Beach, or 3 hours to Georgia. So no big difference either way. But it's nice to go in the store and see the things yourselves. I saw a video from Mastering Mayhem where he went in, and they actually had, I think it was Milwaukee products that day. I think they had Milwaukee products on the shelf in addition to Ryobi and Rigid, which is normally what they carry is Ryobi and Rigid. So you may get lucky if you just go into a store, things that you wouldn't see online, I believe you might find in the store. So David says 7 hours for him. Woodcraft by Saman says, is your shop heated? How is the weather for woodworking? All right, I'll put that out there to everybody else. I'm in South Carolina. Winter is great season for me. In the summer, it's too hot. In the winter, it really has to get cold before it's too cold for me. So I like the cool weather. Robbins Buys and DIYs. Hello, hello. All right, let's look at. Oh yeah, there was a. there's a new feature on YouTube. I don't know if you saw it, and I'd like your thoughts on it. But on your phone, whenever you're watching YouTube now, you can pinch and zoom in to the videos. And I think this is a game changer for YouTube. And I also think this is a game changer for those who make videos for YouTube. I think 4K is going to become more important on your video quality so that your viewers can zoom in. And in that light, I made an example. I recorded it on my phone. And it's a video by Matt Outlaw over at 731. But showing you an example of what I mean, how you can zoom in. Yeah, I think you can see what I mean. You can zoom in, see details. So if you put something in your video, I think it opens up options to, you could tell your viewers, if you need to pause the video and zoom in to see this, or you have to keep in mind that viewers can do this now. So whenever they zoom in, how are the quality of your videos going to be? Is it going to be a blurry mess, or are they going to be sharp? I imagine somebody like Saman, who loves talking about shooting in 4K, I imagine Saman's got the 4K out there. So Saman says, folks, don't shoot 4K. Files are gigantic and computers cry when editing the videos. So I do think that this is going to open up some different possibilities, though, and quality is going to matter on certain things that people would want to zoom in more on. I think you still need to frame your shot so that you can give them the details that they need, or you believe they need, without having to zoom in. But I think that people will still zoom in at times. So I'm going to open it up. I hope everyone had a great Thanksgiving, and I'd love to see what your ideas are for the Christmas coming up. Have you been making Christmas projects? I talked about a collaboration where we're going to have the members of the collaboration on, where they're making different types of ornaments. Or have you made ornaments? Are you looking at making wooden ornaments? What are you doing it as a keepsake or to sell? The last year I made the wooden mallets. I think I'm going to make some more of those. I've got some Purple Heart that I'd like to use. Maybe mix that with an oak handle and a Purple Heart head that I think might look good. Everybody needs a mallet, right? Might as well make a little one and hang it on a tree. But there's other things. People are out there. I remember seeing Steve Ramsey's video where he made the 6-pieced stars, or snowflakes, right? Where you put them together, and then whenever you look, you take a slice, like slicing off a cookie, and then it would look like a snowflake. What do you have going on in your shops? What are you preparing for Christmas? There's a couple of things that I want to do. So let's see. The Dad Cave talking about zooming in. We should make sure we trim our nose hairs, make accurate cuts, and things of that sort. You are correct. Now, I think the zooming in, for those who make negative comments on videos now, I think it will give them even more ammunition because they can zoom in and find every little thing you did wrong. Yeah. Keep those beard trimmed and neat. Yeah. You know, speaking of beards, right before Thanksgiving week, I cut off almost 4 inches off the end of mine, and it's looking a little different. Don't know if you noticed, but I thought I'd go ahead and fess up to it. YouTube suggested I film not in 4K, but rather just a black screen. They said my videos may do better as solid black screens. Come on, Dancing with Wolves. Or with Reynolds. Dancing along with Reynolds. All right, David Corliss says, unfortunately, no, had emergency surgery back in October and then scheduled surgery November 8th. David, praying for you, brother. You know, our health is one of the things you can't get back. You know, you may have downtimes and recover, but once you lose it, it could be gone forever. You know, when people worry about losing money, you can lose every penny you have. And if you work hard and you're diligent and you save and you invest properly, you can get it all back. But if you lose your health, you're a sad individual. So take care of yourself, and I'm going to say an extra prayer for you tonight. I want you to do well. And your family. 4321, Chris says, hey, if they want to check on my nose hairs, I'm okay with it. I earned those nose hairs. I figured your little ones would have ripped them out by now, you know. You have too many kids to have that much hair to begin with. Alien Leader says, turning several things, pins, keychains, perfume atomizers, duck calls, and bottle stoppers. Wow. I need to watch a video on the duck calls. I wonder how difficult that is. Yeah. I am preparing for the possibility of Santa delivering a new laser engraver. I've been nice, more or less, this year. Well, Dad Cave, I understand you've been nice at least twice. You deserve a gift. So make it happen. Get that laser. Yeah, Chris, I know you got 4 kids and 3 of something else. It may be graying at an alarming rate, but it's still there. Good genes, apparently. Yeah, you must have something working for you on that with 4 kids and still keeping the hair. But, you know, if it's turning a little bit gray, just wait until they're out on their own and you really start to worry about them. So we care and worry about our kids. You know, folks, it has been a pleasure talking with you tonight. And I look forward to next week when we will have Matt and Amy from 731 on here. I hope you will join us again for that. The week after that is the 12th of December. Now, there's I'm married man, woodworking. Well, married woman has a birthday on that day. So if I don't want to change the name of my channel to Divorce Man Woodworking, I'm going to have to take that day off. But we'll get right back at it and have a weekly cadence and keep having some fun. I hope you enjoyed it tonight. I hope you give me that thumbs up, and I truly hope that you have had a great Monday and will have a terrific week. But I hear my wife calling. I got to go.
You know there ain't another girl like her in the city. so pretty.
I don't know why I feel this way, but I'm the right, she's driving insane. And don't you know you oughta pump the brakes? I can't tell you why don't you let it go. I'm the line and finally I'ma let you know you're somewhere in between my legs. Hey, you know there ain't another girl like her in the city. Yeah, yeah, you know she looks so good, but she ain't so pretty. I can't believe I wrote so long with this whole time you riding me wrong. Don't you know you oughta take a risk, try your best, give it to me straight, and don't deny or reply, I don't wanna wait. We're at the end of the road, it's time to let go of everything. There ain't another girl like her in the city. No, no, you know she looks so good, but she ain't so pretty. So leave me alone before I end it up here on the phone with another reason to be held on land for a while. This is where I leave. You don't have to speak. There's no room for goodbyes or desperate lies between the teeth. That's just how it goes. Everybody knows there's no room for your games. And all remains, there ain't another girl like her in the city. Yeah, I know, you know she looks so good, but she ain't so pretty. So leave me alone before I end it up here on the phone with another reason to be held on land for a while. There ain't another girl, ain't another girl, ain't another girl. There ain't another girl, ain't another girl, ain't another
Saw that there was a gap in the market.
I do think it's important. As much as I'm not really a fan of saying having the avatar behind the camera, I do think it helps to imagine that you're actually talking to somebody who will be watching the video. Sometimes it's easy to forget that you see numbers of people watching, but you forget that these are actual people watching your video on their phone or on their TV or wherever. And I think it's important to keep that in mind.